Hello everyone, I'm Cool Guy, welcome back. Today I want to talk about the only build that you're going to need in PvP in Season 12 while using the Stasis subclass. I am confident in it, even confident enough to call it this early. So if you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. There's so much to talk about with this and upcoming Destiny content. But for right now, until this goes away, this is how I am running my character in the Crucible, and I can't wait to keep diving into this in the upcoming weeks. A couple days ago, I talked about the Whisper of Hedron's fragment. I went over a couple things you can do with it, crazy things, one-shot snipers, one-shot bows. This fragment states that after freezing a target, you get 25% bonus weapon damage for 10 seconds. Keyword there, weapon damage. With this single fragment, it opens up a ton of different builds, so many that some of them need special attention. So for the first part of this video, I want to show you the base build. The exotic armor doesn't matter. Being a Titan, Hunter, Warlock, it doesn't matter. You can do well with any weapon in the game on any class. Now the second half of this video, I'm actually going to go over the top 5 hand cannons to use with this build, and the top 2 are crazy S tier, and I can't wait to show you and talk about it. I highly encourage that you set this all up. And with this base build that I'm talking about, in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to talk about other weapons and exotics actually to pair with it. But for right now, I want you to see and know the base setup. And by switching a couple things up, you can set up an entirely different weapon. It's all interchangeable. So on the screen, pay no attention to the actual armor piece I have on. I happen to be on Hunter, but it could be Titan or Warlock. Here are the things that matter. Number 1, you need to be on Stasis and have the Whisper of Hedron's fragment. The other fragments that help this one, that pair with it well, is going to be the Whisper of Fissure for bigger shatter explosions, and then Whisper of Shards. Shattering a Stasis crystal boosts your grenade recharge rate. After that, the goal is you need to freeze players. So on my Hunter, I'm using the Cold Snap grenade. On Warlock, there's the freeze melee, meaning since I'm on my Hunter right now, I'm going big into discipline because I need that grenade to freeze. On Warlock, you'll probably want to go into strength for melee. Tier 8, 9, or even Tier 10, you need those cooldowns fast. So Tier 9 is a 58-second cooldown for the grenade. Next, you have your main weapon, and for this video, again, I'm showing off hand cannons. And after this section, I'll get into the top 5. This is True Prophecy, it has Rangefinder and Rampage. My main goal is to 2-tap players with it. My other weapon, this shotgun, has Demolitionist. Since I'm on Hunter, very grenade focused for freezing. Kills with this weapon generate grenade energy. This isn't necessary, but I do recommend it because you're going to be dealing massive damage with your primary, and when it comes to close quarters, these kills are getting that grenade back. Or you can throw on something like this True Prophecy that already has Demolitionist, but Rampage is very deadly. That's the weapon and subclass side. The armor side is going to be taking this up a notch. Main weapon is a hand cannon. I have other examples in my armor to show as well, but for your armor, what you need is number 1, taking charge. Become charged with light, picking up orbs of power. Number 2, high energy fire. While charged with light, gain a bonus to weapon damage. Each defeated guardian consumes 1 stack of charged with light. And 3, the weapon mod that you're using to become charged with light. So for a hand cannon, there's precision charge. Become charged with light by rapidly defeating combatants with precision kills from bows, hand cannons, and scout rifles. You get this to proc a ton. So if you're using auto rifles, this is where it changes it up a little bit. There's sustain charge. Become charged with light by rapidly defeating combatants with auto rifles, trace rifles, or machine guns. With this one, additional copies of this mod increase the time allowed between combatants that are defeated, so I have 2 of them. On Arc Armor, you have Swift Charge. That's get charged with light by rapidly defeating with pulse rifles, sidearms, or SMGs. So taking charge, high energy fire, and then the mod that gets you charged with light by rapidly defeating enemies with the weapon that you choose. When you do this, you could use any weapon, seriously. Here's a missed 7th column with Cold Heart. I got 6, I left none standing. Had a ghost medal, but again, after I freeze the opponent, that damage boost goes on the screen. I get 25% more damage for 10 seconds with my weapons, and I just ran out of ammo. The Prometheus lens can actually throw some in reserves after kills. Maybe I'll try that out. I had a 46 kill game with Terabot, and Terabot is very interesting. You need to land 20 bullets to get Ravenous Beast. Well, after freezing, you get that damage bonus, and that's gonna make it a melt machine. So you can run around with that damage boost, and you can easily come away with the perk after freezing and getting kills with that damage boost. Then you consume Ravenous Beast and start over, and there were a lot of times where I already had Ravenous Beast ready, then I froze someone, consumed, hold reload, and I had both damage buffs, doing 41 to the head and to the body. The TTK got even faster. That's a 0.33 TTK deletion. Seriously, you can use any weapon, and it makes a ton of them that weren't viable not only viable, but straight up deadly now. You're gonna find that when you get that damage boost, and you're freezing enemies, and so on, you're gonna get charged with light a good amount when you have it set up correctly. You have 3 separate damage profiles going on, the charged with light one, the damage boost one, and then both of them combined. This isn't even considering the exotic armor that you choose to pair all this with. So for the rest of the video, here are the top 5 hand cannons to run this build with. It's insanity. And note here, Luminous perk doesn't stack, and Sturm is really good, but these 5 are actually a little bit better. So starting off with number 5, we have Malfeasance. There's a reason for this. It now has a 20 round magazine. It's always going to be special in early season because when light level enabled activities come to the Crucible, this is a guaranteed 5-shot kill. With this build, the headshot damage goes up to 72, meaning it can 3-tap. Then after hitting rapid shots, you have the perk that explodes on targets. 10 seconds is a long time to run around with the 20 round magazine to 3-tap. It has that old not forgotten time to kill. And again, it's very important to me in early season light level enabled activities. Malfeasance actually runs pretty strong with this build. Number 4 is going to be Thorn. Thorn is very interesting with how it works with the extra damage from freezing. The main thing to take away is that since it has burn damage, it can 2-tap after you freeze someone. And once you get a kill on that frozen enemy, it's going to drop an orb for Soul Devourer. Now at this point, when you combine the two, if you have Soul Devourer and the damage boost, you're going to get more burn damage and it's going to refill your mag a little bit. So the loop with it is that you freeze an enemy, get the damage buff, you can 2-tap for 10 seconds. The ones that you do 2-tap, you go pick up the orb. At this point, you're going to have the Thorn perk and the damage boost combined. Thorn does 88 to the head and 8 per burn tick. Basically, from the moment that you freeze something, you can 2-tap and extend that 2-tap streak with Soul Devourer. It's a very good pairing. The top 3 here can actually all be switched, but here's how I rank them. Number 3 is any 120 RPM hand cannon with Rampage. If you're looking for distance, 2-taps all over the place, this is it. This could be number 1 for a lot of you. Like right here, I throw the grenade down, I freeze someone eventually, I get the buff, I turn the corner, and I start 2-tapping. But what makes it so interesting is with how all the perks play together and off of each other, because you can start with a kill, a Rampage ×1 can 2-tap from there. You can start with a freeze, you can 2-tap from there, and as you're 2-tapping, you're amping up the Rampage stacks. You're also getting precision final blows, so you're getting charged with light. That means you can 2-tap with that. It's extremely good. I've gone on long streaks with this setup. The fragment makes any weapon deadly, but a 120, with its high base damage, it puts it in that 2-tap category, doing it at 40 meters, 3 taps at almost 50 meters. It's insanely powerful, and I highly recommend that you try it out. Number 2 is surprisingly Crimson. Crimson has a certain ability with it when you get that damage boost. Crimson states it fires a 3-round burst, kills with this weapon heal the wielder. Precision kills also refill the magazine, but with this damage bonus, the critical goes to 38 per head and 24 to the body. All headshots is 114 damage per burst. That means you can now 2-burst enemies. You need 4 headshots and 2 body shots with those 6 that you're sending out. But the real winner here is healing and extending the mag. 10 seconds is an eternity in game. Healing yourself after every kill, 2-bursting after every kill, never reloading. I was really surprised with this setup with Crimson, kind of blown away by it, by how good it actually is. Enough to rank it even above what you saw with the 120s like True Prophecy. Charge with light, damage bonus, healing, extending the mag with headshots. Crimson 100% has a spot with this build, and it might be the best one, but that's going to depend on you. You need to try it out. But number 1 is going to be Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades gels perfectly with this build, and I believe it's the number 1 hand cannon to use it with, and we still have Hawkmoon coming, so we'll see about that. But it has numerous damage profiles for them to keep up with. The entire kit's seamless with the Stasis damage build. You get radar when aiming down sights, high caliber rounds, outlaw for a fast reload, memento mori for 6 rounds of increased damage after you get a kill. You have Firefly. Precision final blows cause a target to explode. You have the Catalyst. Firefly deals more damage when memento mori is active. Freezing players is the easy part. You freeze one, the damage goes to 88. That means you get Memento Mori a little bit easier. Well, Memento Mori does 90 to the head. Then you have 84 with Charge with Light. You could have Charge with Light and Memento Mori. That's 108. The real winner, the big one, is the damage boost after you freeze an enemy and Memento Mori. That's 113 to the head, 75 to the body. You can actually one head and one body low resilience Guardians. So many ways to run around with it. You can get a kill, reload, have a Memento Mori just waiting in your pocket, freeze the next enemy, and that's going to be the best combo. The damage boost from freezing a Memento Mori, because that means you're doing 113 to the head. So you have 6 rounds, so you can 2-tap 3 people. And while you're on this streak, if you're landing headshots, you're going to become charged with light. And again, Memento Mori will allow you to 2-tap with Charge with Light. And also, you're getting multi-kills, so Ace is just going to drop an orb on the ground. You pick that up, now you're charged with light again. You're doing big damage the entire game with Ace of Spades. And the absolute best part, frozen enemies that are close to each other, that final blow Firefly destroys the frozen enemies in the stasis crystals. You get collaterals because of Firefly, and even more if you have that Firefly catalyst on with Memento Mori. And again, my other fragment is fissures. That means that the crystals deal more damage. So on that explosion, Firefly is doing a great deal of damage. The stasis being broke is doing a lot of damage. A lot of collaterals happen. So with the range boost that the hand cannon's got, adding in this fragment, hands down, this is the best spot Ace of Spades has ever been in. This is the deadliest Ace has ever been. And this isn't even counting adding in exotic armor to fully complete the build. It's like this out of the box when you add in the fragment for stasis. And I said it in a previous video, Whisper of Hedrons is never leaving my loadout in the Crucible. There's no reason not to, it's too good. And there's a lot of primary play shown in this video, but say you have an aggressive sniper rifle as your secondary, if you need to, you can pull that out and just one-shot body shot because you have that damage boost after freezing. Maybe you can use an Ariana's Vow, it does 204 to the crit with the perk. I do believe that this is the best base Stasis PvP build. It also works over in PvE. That 25% extra damage boost that you get is great with swords. I don't think that other fragments can get you to this ease of use, high reward. And that's taking into consideration that there's more aspects and fragments to find, but this right here is next level. Remember, high discipline, high strength, depending on your character, choose a weapon, pair it with taking charge, high energy fire, and the specific weapon charged with light mod that you're using. That way you can become charged with light to use high energy fire. Search to freeze enemies, and it's all gonna come together fast. If you're looking for a new controller, I am partnered with Scuff Gaming. Use link down below, my code COOL at checkout for a discount. And there's also a link down below to my Discord. It's such a powerful base build. Let's talk about it down below. And again, in the upcoming weeks, I'm gonna talk about different exotic pairings and show you guys some really cool things. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am Cool Guy.